Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. Recently, President Donald Trump posted a tweet on Twitter stating to 4 freshman congresswomen, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Pressley, telling them that America is the greatest and most powerful nation on earth and how the government is to be run. And why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came, then come back and show us how it is done. Now, when I take a critical examination of this tweet on Twitter, it's clearly a tweet that is expressing racism towards these 4 freshman congresswomen of color, and it is designed to take a shot at what he believes is their foreign background. I believe that the tweet really is directed at Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib, and I believe that the whole tweet is designed to say to them that they all come from broken countries and that they need to go back to those broken and crime-infested countries and show us how things are done, because in your President Trump's mind, these women come from foreign countries and do not understand how things are done in Washington. However, what your President Trump says in this tweet that shows his ignorance is the fact that he doesn't understand that all 4 of these congresswomen, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Ayanna Pressley, all are American citizens. And if these women, as American citizens, are supposed to go back anywhere, they need to go back to the totally and broken and crime-infested America from which they came. And if they want to go out here and show us how things are done, they need to go back to their communities to show us how it is done. So that's where I see things going with these 4 congresswomen. And your President Trump, yes, he is a racist for making this tweet and directing it towards these 4 American citizens. However, he shows how ignorant he is as related to the United States of America, because if these American citizens need to go anywhere, they need to go back to the so-called greatest and most powerful nation on earth, and they need to make an effort to fix our broken and crime-infested country, because if any country is a mess, it is the United States of America. And the reason why the United States of America is a mess is because there is no sense of leadership either from the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, and neither side has any vision for where they want to go. Now, many people who have read this tweet want to say that Donald Trump is racist, and yes, he is racist for making this tweet, and I look at it from a more objective perspective and saying that this is a ploy by many on the left to make themselves appear to be the victim. However, when I take a look at these 4 congresswomen, all 4 of them who call themselves the Squad, I haven't seen much that this squad has done overall except make a lot of embarrassing statements overall. I mean, your Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has not really helped the Democratic Party with her many numerous statements and the completely embarrassing way she presented her so-called Green Plan, which got completely obliterated in the Senate. And her continuing feuding with Nancy Pelosi and not understanding how things are done in Washington is causing friction for the party. Even worse, your Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is now being used by many Republican candidates, her sound bites, as a reason to try to win elections in not only the 2019 elections, but also the critical 2020 presidential election and the 2020 congressional elections, where her seat will be up for re-election. And right now, here in the neighborhood of Parkchester, there are multiple people vying for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's seat. And I saw one of those men back when I was taking one of my family members to the 6 train station at Parkchester, and people are vying to unseat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez as we speak. And even your Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are probably planning on unseating Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez due to her numerous controversial statements. And while she is popular, she is known for not doing much for the neighborhood of Parkchester outside of opening up her big mouth and making statements about far-left ideologies and trying to propose communism in a middle-class neighborhood filled with families and children. And your Ilhan Omar is not known for proposing any sort of legislation or earmarks for her community, just like your Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And as a freshman, again, she is here making a lot of big political statements, and she uses religion as a way to cover up for her poor skills as a politician. So she makes a lot of inflammatory statements, but she never really brings anything to the table. The same thing can be said for your Rashida Tlaib, who talked about how she was going to impeach the MF, yet when we look at the Mueller report, there are no grounds for impeachment, and there's really no grounds for this woman to still remain a congresswoman in 2020 overall, because she's made inflammatory statements but is not going to be able to accomplish what she said about impeaching the MF. And your Ayanna Pressley is another far leftist, but none of these women have done anything constructive in the year or so they have been in Washington. Outside of making big statements, they have not made any sort of legislation to help the communities they are supposed to represent, and it seems like the job is more about them representing themselves and not about representing we the people. And that's the thing that I see as a major issue as related to this whole situation between them and Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump did make a racist tweet, but when I look at these 4 women, I could make an argument saying that they have not been effective as congresswomen, and that them being ineffective is the core reason why I would have a reason to deal with this squad, is that this squad of 4 has not really made any sort of effort to learn how Washington works. They have not made any efforts to try to form good relations with veteran congresswomen, congressmen, and senators, and they want to come in here and try to change an entire government with bullying tactics. And one of them, Rashida Tlaib, calls Donald Trump a bully. But the irony is, I can see how she and these 4 women in the squad are bullies, and how they don't understand protocol, and how them not understanding protocol may be the thing that leads to them winding up out of their seats in 2020. Because when I look at all 4 of these women are not really serving the people in their districts. No, they are serving themselves, and they are using their congressional platform as a way to go out here and make themselves to be online and social media celebrities, but they're not making efforts to represent the people by providing economic resources like a seasoned congressman or a congresswoman would do, by trying to make sure that there are earmarks for government programs and that there is money flowing to their community. I mean, you never hear Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, or Ayanna Pressley talking about how they plan to bring money in from the federal government to schools, how they plan to bring programs into the community, how they plan to bring economic resources into a community, and how they plan on taking congressional budget money and grant money and using it to improve the quality of life of the people they serve. That's what a congressman or a congresswoman is supposed to do, because a congressman or a congresswoman is supposed to represent we the people. But these four congresswomen, they want to go out here and represent themselves. They want to play celebrity, and they want to go out here and feud with Donald Trump, and that's not what our government is supposed to be about. And yes, your Donald Trump did make a racist tweet, but I also see on the other side how they are playing the victim and trying to use this to get points against Donald Trump, and they're trying to use the American people as pawns. So I see how both sides are completely wrong, and how both sides are really holding we the people hostage in their little codependent game where they go back and forth with each other, and they are really participating in this toxic tug of war and leaving the American people behind. And that's what people voted to get out of that cycle. They voted to get out of that cycle with Barack Obama, who promised hope and change, and they voted to get out of that cycle with Donald Trump, who promised to make America great again. However, instead of us getting out of that dysfunctional cycle, which gridlocks our government and prevents it from being able to accomplish anything, all we are doing is going right back to the same codependent cycle of Donald Trump and these four freshman congresswomen going back and forth, using these political parties to point fingers at each other, and then never really accomplishing anything. I mean, most Americans want to see change because they're tired of the dysfunctional state of a United States government that says it's about we the people, but winds up serving a small oligarchy of wealthy individuals and special interests. And as Thomas Jefferson stated, if a government isn't working for the interests of the people, we need to put off that government and put on a new government. And even though American people voted to try to get change, they can't get change because these politicians are more about themselves than serving we the people. And we the people really need to re-examine who we vote for and who we are voting for and what they are voting about, because it's clear the American platform of politicians is not about serving we the people. It has become a complete celebrity debacle, because now we are electing celebrities like Donald Trump who push slogans but have no agenda and go out here and make statements like the racist one he made, talking about go back to your own country, when these women are American citizens, and as American citizens they clearly have not been serving we the people, because many of the places they come from are broken, and those broken places are not in some foreign country as your clueless Donald Trump wants to claim. Those broken and crime-infested places are right here. And the reason why those places are broken and crime-infested is because we have disconnected congresswomen like those in the squad who are not about serving we the people, just like your president isn't about serving we the people. And because no one is connected to we the people, that's one of the core reasons why America just can't be great, because the only way we can be great is if our government and our people are connected and are on the same page and are working towards the same vision of building a greater America. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box, or if you want to donate to my PayPal or my Cash App, you can click on those links to donate to them. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct publications like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the Smith-Dorella trilogy, you may also do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. There you can pick up all of my books in paperback and ebook formats. And that's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, ISIS, All That Glitters. The goddess next door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed, all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.